Hi everybody, I'm Michael, and this is Heather. Today's yoga routine or yoga practice is what I call gentle balance. It's a great little routine of yoga poses for the new student just learning their way through, or for let's say someone who's been practicing yoga for a while but they don't want to go through all the busy movements. They just want to have a little time to practice yoga, but not be so vigorous physically. So it's a great routine. I think it'll benefit everybody from 12 years old up to 90 years old, whether you just started practicing yoga today or you've been practicing yoga since yesterday. It's a class for everybody and anybody. So we start this class off in a seated position. Cross ankle or cross legged, whatever works for you. And normally I don't go through all the movements, and that's simply because if the instructor's at the front of the room going through the movements, you're going to spend the entire class looking at the instructor and trying to emulate them in your movements. That's why the classes are led verbally, so basically you can find your place in the pose and not compare yourself to anybody else. Of course, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can always look at someone else and get an idea. But try not to compare yourself with anybody else, because everybody's body is so different. So we start this off in the seated position. Cross-legged. Allow the eyes to close softly. And then with your eyes closed softly, this is where we do the most important part for every yoga practice. We start to focus in on our breathing. Inhales and exhales through the nose. We keep the breathing through the nose because it's going to warm the air that's coming into your body. And as the air is warming as it's coming into your body, it's also going to filter out any particles that may be flying through the air. And at the same time, it's going to allow you to meter your breathing. So if at any time you find you can't breathe calmly, it's going to take a break. There's nothing wrong with taking a break in yoga practice. It's just like life. Sometimes if you can't breathe calmly, you take a break. So this is really a practice for living. So when you're breathing deep, focusing on that breathing so the mind doesn't wander off, then we create an intention. You know, I come to yoga to stretch, I come to yoga to breathe. I come to yoga to get away from this or that. But this is your time for you. Your time for you. So very gently sitting up tall. Just drop your chin into your chest. And then with your chin into your chest, gently start rolling your head to the right, all the way around to the left, making a circle. So all we're trying to do here is just wake up the neck. And one of the largest muscles in our body is all these muscles that surround the neck. The sternocleidomastoid to be exact, if you want to know the name of the muscle. And then while you're going through these circles, you actually want to coordinate the breathing with the movement. So we inhale for one circle, then an exhale for the following circle. And then do that a few times. You know, you could always pause this video right here, go through a few on your own, and restart on your right. Then after you do a few in one direction, then just pause, and then go in the opposite direction with those circles. And as you're going through these movements, you want to notice, do I start slouching into position? No, you want to continue to sit up tall. Keep the shoulders back, butt soft. Your butt's pressing firmly into the floor. That's your seat. I mean, all the poses end in seat, the word asana. So we're not necessarily seating the body in the positions. We're seating the mind as well. Give this one more circle in the direction that you go. Chin returns to the center of your chest. And then gently let's reach the hands up to the sky. Take a big inhale. And then as we exhale, Fold forward, reaching your arms outward in front. And then curl your hands out in front of you. So you're rolling over your feet and your knees. And then we come onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then very gently we sit the butt to the heels. Arms out in front of us, neck relaxed. Our friendly child's pose. The pose you can come to at any time to take a break. But besides going into the position to take a break, it's great for the knees, the ankles, the hips, the spine, the neck. It's one of those poses where it touches everything. But it doesn't overuse anything. It keeps everything moving. So with that, reach your arms out in front of you. Plant your palms down. Gently tuck the toes. Lift the knees and then the hips go up. Downward facing dog. The hands press in, the hips are high, the neck is relaxed, and the breathing is good. You can stay in this position for 5 breaths, 10 breaths, 20 breaths. For our purposes today, we're just going to give it another big inhale. And then gently step the feet up to the front of the mat. With the feet in front of the mat, just open the feet up and out, hips are apart. Allow your head, neck, and your arms to relax. And then how about just spread opposite elbows? And allow your head to dangle in between those arms. So what's happening here? Gravity is lengthening your spine. The longer the spine, the healthier the mind is. Simply because your spine is your central nervous system, so you want to keep it stress-free, injury-free. And yoga is one of the best ways to do that. So with your neck relaxed, your stomach a little firm for support, just roll yourself up to standing. Then once you make it up to standing, the feet they come together. The arms relax by the sides. And then with an inhale, we reach the hands up to the ceiling. As you exhale, fold forward, hands to the ground. As you inhale, glance up, lengthen your spine. And then gently as you exhale, step your right leg back. Let's put our right knee down. And if your knee's a little tender, you can always flip over the right side of your mat so you get a little extra pain. And then lift your hands off your thigh, reach the hands up to the sky. A low lunge to help wake up the knee and the thigh. And then let's give it one inhale, reach back from it. Exhale, hands down. Right foot up next to the left foot. Inhale, glance forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left leg back. Knee down right. And then while you're ready, inhale, reach up to the sky. Remember, if the knees are tender, you can always fold over the side of the mat, or you put an extra mat under the fence. Nothing wrong with that at all. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands down. Right foot steps back into our plank pose. And if you need to, go ahead and put the knees down. It doesn't need to be intense. As you exhale, bend the arms and over to the floor. Inhale, press your hands and lift your knees. A beautiful cobra pose, not too high, not too low. As you exhale, the toes up, knees lift, hips up for a down dog. So those sun salutations there, you can go through as many of those as you like. 1, 5, 10, 20. For our purposes today, we've done more. If you want to do more, pause the tape, do a few more. But we're moving up. And gently, let's snap the feet up to the front of the mat. Open the feet, hips width apart. And then with your neck relaxed, hands behind your back. Lace the fingers, squeeze the palms, and lift the hands high as can be. Now, sometimes, believe it or not, the shoulders actually have a tendency to get tight, and you might not even be able to reach your hands behind your back. Heather takes care of her shoulders, and they are healthy, so she's able to grab her hands here. But let's say she didn't. All you need to do is put a towel or a strap in between the hands, same position, but you're just modifying. I mean, there's nothing that says it's better or worse than anybody else. You're being creative and you're working with your situation. Suppose you have a tennis injury or a shoulder injury. You would never be able to grab your hands because it would be too intense on your shoulders. That doesn't mean you're bad at yoga. The only way to be bad at yoga is to look at being better at yoga. So you can't be real better at yoga. That's like saying you're a great smiler. Everybody has a beautiful, unique smile. So with that said, let's roll ourselves up to stand. And then gently turn yourself to the left. And then open the feet up 5 feet apart so they're wider than the hips. The arms open like wings. And then left toes turn to face the front of the room. Bend the left knee to 90 degrees. Now I think we all remember high school geometry. 90 degrees is a 90-degree angle, and that's what it means to be kind of like so. Normally when I do in class, I would balance, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee on the student's knee. I'm not going to do it today for our purposes here. So this is warrior two pose. Focus over the fingertips. Focus. And then gently, left hand to the floor on the inside, right hand to the sky. Now suppose your hand doesn't reach the floor. Well, you can always put your elbow at your knee. There you go. But Heather can make it so she's going to put her hand on the floor. And if it doesn't make it to the floor, guess what? You can always put your hand on a block. But that's entirely up to you. And then right arm over the head, palm down. So as the foot is squeezing, the arm is pulling forward. Stretching the entire right side of her body for 4 deep breaths. That's one. Gently right hand to the sky. Check this out. Gently press your left foot as straight as you can. Now, if you can't straighten your leg with the hand on the floor, go ahead and grab your ankle, your shin, or your knee. But Heather's able to straighten her leg with the hand on the floor. The right hand reaches high. Her neck is relaxed and she's breathing deeply. The triangle pose. Obviously, because the pose emulates the shape of the triangle. Right hand to the floor. Turn your left foot in. All the hands down between the feet. And then take a moment, hands behind the back, one more time. Lace the fingers, squeeze the palms. Lift the hands as high as can be. Perfect. So the same pose we did before, but now the shoulders are a little more prepared for it because they're a little warmer. But now you're stretching your legs as well. And of course, while you're here, don't forget stretching your mind. Can I be calm with all that I find while I'm stretching my legs and my spine? 4 deep breaths. Arms out to the sides like wings. And then bring yourself up to stand. Right toes turn to face the front. Right knee bends 90 degrees. Warrior two on this side. So find your place where you're focusing over your fingertips, piercing focus. And then gently right hand to the floor on the inside of the foot, left hand to the sky. Do same moves as the other side. If you need to, you can always put the elbow with the knee. But if the hand makes it to the floor, go ahead and put the whole hand on the floor. If the hand doesn't make it, go ahead and use a block. Sometimes you have to be creative. Left arm over the head, palm facing down. So the left foot is squeezing, the left arm is pulling forward. We're going to give it 4 deep breaths, that's all. 3, remember it's all through the nose. 2. Left hand to the sky. Keeping your right hand where it is, gently press the right leg straight as can be. Triangle pose on the opposite side. And remember, you also want to focus. Do I want to look up at my left arm or down at my right? But if the eyes are wandering around, the mind's wandering around. We practice yoga to keep our mind in tune. Left hand to the front. Neck relaxed. Gently step your left foot up next to your right foot at the front of the mat. Big toes and ankles together. Kick the heels of your feet up as high as can be. And then gently bend the knees and drop the butt all the way down to the heels of the feet. Now, if you get into this position, and let's say you have bent toes, ankles, knees, skip the pose entirely and just sit down. But if you're okay, go ahead and balance on your toes. Hands come into prayer. And then if it really feels okay for you, go ahead and lace the fingers and open the palms to the sky. Now this is the fun part of the practice, so try to have a little fun with this, because if you don't have fun, and maybe even laugh a little, when's it gonna happen? So what can happen if you do happen to fall? Just laugh it off. So gently sit the butt on the floor. Knees squeeze into the ribs. Gently roll down onto your back. From here, extend your legs up to the sky. Now what we're going to do now is called inversions. Inversions are not for everybody because some folks don't like being upside down. Some folks may have health issues. So you know your body better than anybody else, but the rule of yoga is we do inversions because we practice turning ourselves upside down in class. So if it does happen outside of class, we're prepared for it because we practice it. So if the next couple positions don't work for you, this one's perfect. You can easily stay here. But if you're ready, you bring your legs up and over your head. And ideally, touch your toes to the floor. If the toes don't make it to the floor, don't ever force it. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Don't turn the neck around because the neck's going to run over place. And also when the chin is tucked into the chest, that massages your endocrine your thigh. Very important stuff. So you can keep your hands on the floor, you can keep your hands on your lower back. Some folks lace their fingers and squeeze their palms together in this position. It's entirely up to you. Now, if you're ready from here, the hands go to the lower back, and then one leg at a time go up to the side. So we call this the shoulders because we're standing on our shoulders. And when you're in this position, you actually want to have a straight line from your ankles to your knees to your hips to your shoulders. While you're doing so, the toes are relaxed. You don't want to tighten your toes. You want to keep them relaxed. And you want to breathe calm. If it's too intense, you can always do it one leg at a time. No big deal with your both legs. But breathe deep. As you exhale, the legs go back over your head. And then gently roll down to your back. The knees come into the ribs, the arms go out to the sides. Allow both knees to roll to the right as your head turns to the left. The eyes close softly. The breathing is deep. And now we unwind before we go into the final pose. As we unwind, you need to remind yourself of the intention. I came to yoga to stretch, I came to yoga to breathe, I came to yoga to let go. It's entirely up to you. From here, switch. Knees up and over to the left. As the head turns to the right. Give yourself the opportunity to let go. Because the more we practice letting go in yoga practice, the easier it will be to let go after yoga practice. And gently the knees come back to center. Then extend your legs straight on the floor. The feet drop to the side and the arms relax by the sides. And the final pose. Savasana. allow everything to happen. The mind, the body, the energy, and the spirit. Stay here as long as you like. Namaste.